Now, there are many new relief checks that will be going out this year. According to Congress's new announcement, Social Security beneficiaries could also see an extra boosted monthly benefit increase very soon. Millions of senior citizens may be eligible to receive a $1,400 stimulus payment from the federal government right now. And everybody, millions of senior citizens have been hit hard by inflation, which is at the highest in 30 years. It's eating into fixed incomes and creating hardship for many people. Now, the situation has prompted calls for top Democratic lawmakers and advocacy groups for remedy in the form of a one-time $1,400 stimulus check for anyone on Social Security benefits.
In recent months, devastating tornadoes have taken lives across the country. These deadly outbreaks have shown that even when tornadoes are well forecasted, lead times and warnings do not always ensure that the public can adequately respond or that appropriate shelter is available. This very day, Madam Chair, the National Weather Service has predicted severe storms for my state of Mississippi, including tornadoes. This highlights the importance of marking up this legislation now. The Tornado Act would require that NOAA work to improve hazardous weather communications and forecasting to help prevent the loss of life and property in future storms. Today's agenda also includes important legislation to address ongoing supply chain issues. 2 years into the pandemic, Americans continue to feel the impacts of these disruptions on our economy. To help address these issues, I introduced the Freight Act, along with Senators Capito, Moran, Young, Blackburn, Thune, and Sullivan, and I'm pleased to see it on today's markup. The Freight Act would improve our freight transportation system by streamlining the licensing.
So Nancy Pelosi, everybody, is finally taking action for the people, and there are now several plans to allocate billions of dollars towards a fourth round of stimulus payments for everybody that needs it. Here's the most important stimulus check in Social Security news that I want you guys to know. Make sure you continue watching this video. You don't want to miss out on this. Pelosi has just told the Biden administration to seek tens of billions of dollars more in emergency crisis relief. She has suggested that it would take more than $40 billion to meet the needs of the people in the larger global community. Now, Joe Biden has asked Congress for $22.5 billion in new funding to fight the ongoing crisis. But folks, that figure was whittled down to just $15.6 billion in the face of Republican opposition, all on Capitol Hill. And earlier today, Pelosi said that even a larger $22.5 billion figure was too small, arguing that it would provide relief to only the small part of people. Pelosi told reporters that, "I think they should be double what they asked for, because even when they were asking for 20-some billion dollars, it was only going to get us to June." So do you guys agree with Nancy Pelosi and her belief for more stimulus checks? And most importantly, do you think that Nancy Pelosi will send out more stimulus checks along with President Biden this year? Tell me what you think, folks, in the comments down below.
Substitute amendment, which will strengthen the bill to help address critical ocean shipping supply chain issues. I would like to have seen Senator Blackburn's Improving Memphis Supply Chain Act on today's markup. As a major inland intermodal hub for marine containers, Memphis needs to be able to operate more efficiently in our nation's interconnected freight system, and this legislation would help Memphis serve as a model for enhancing intermodal efficiency. I hope we can still find a way to move forward on this legislation. And lastly, my bipartisan Next Generation Telecommunications Act is on the agenda for consideration. This bill would establish a council of experts tasked with developing a strategy to advance American leadership in 6G and beyond. It is critical that the U.S. maintain its role as a leader in deploying secure, innovative, and high-quality networks, not just for the economic benefits these networks bring, but to keep the U.S. globally competitive. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I yield back.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize, since